Cool. What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Stewman. I think this is the first time that I have ever been live from this page. We're trying to do something a little bit different with this page and really make it about branding me instead of hardcore closer. And really my expertise as of late is growing a business to multiple millions of dollars a year, and I'd like to share with you the way to do that. I know there's lots of people that say, oh, you could get rich overnight, and oh, all you have to do is have, you know, my buddy Russell Brunson, he always says you're one funnel away, and you are, right? I have platinum plaques over here, as you can see on the wall, and I have a third one that should be coming soon too, just for the record. So you really are one funnel away, but it's what you do with that funnel and how you manage it. So first, let's talk about who's going to come in to that funnel. Who are you going to make millions of dollars from? And so there's a journey that they, when you know it, gotta love it. There is a journey that everybody has to go on, right? You've got this person that's your customer that's right here, and they have this big problem, right? This thing that's on their mind 24/7 that you can help them with, whether it be whether you own a small business. The problem is that they have an AC that's out, that they need heat, or that their wife's yelling at them because the AC's out and they need to pay the bill to get a new AC, or maybe their roof's damaged, it's got leaks in it, or maybe there's somebody who needs help with their mindset. Whatever the case is, there's this person with what we call the big ass problem, okay? And so the first thing that you have to do is you have to identify that big ass problem that your product solves, okay? Because here's what I do know about sales, is that no one cares what you sell, they care about the solution that is provided to them. And so that's what you need to do, is you need to understand what their big ass problem is so that you know how to solve it. For example, in my business, I know that most people come to me, they want, obviously they want more money, but the path for them to get the money is one of two things. They either have too many leads and they need to put some sort of system in place to manage it, or they don't have enough, which means they need more time, right? Or they don't have enough leads and they need to put leads into play to be able to hit the next level and be able to scale what they have. So those are big ass problems for my clients. They need either more time or more leads. And so in order for them to get that, there's this bridge that they've got to cross, right? So this guy has to go on a journey through the bridge, and so you need to take your person with this big ass problem. What are the steps for their solution? So let's say this big ass problem right here is that their air conditioning's out, right? We'll just use this for example. So the first step would be for them to get on the phone and call somebody to fix their air conditioning. The next step would be to get a technician out to their house to see what's actually wrong and diagnose and obviously sell them the air conditioning. The third step would for them to discuss terms, right? They've got to figure out that once they diagnose, the tech comes out there and diagnose it, the next thing they've got to do is they've got to just discuss terms. Here's how much it's going to cost. Here's when we can do it by, and all that stuff. And then the last phase is that they have, or not the last phase, but the next phase is that they have the agreement, right? So they come to terms, they make an agreement. Tech comes out, they come to term, they make an agreement, and the end result over here is that I figured that's a little snowflake, that it's cool in their house again, right? And so that's the end result. It's not, and you have to understand that their big ass problem may not just be that their air conditioning's out. It may be that they have a newborn, maybe that their wife's upset, it may be that, you know, they're sweating to death and they're absolutely miserable, whatever the case is. But you need to mark this out. In my business, I have this person mapped out in their entire journey. Now here's what you're doing when you're over here and you identify this big ass problem. What you're doing next is you're selling this solution. You're not selling these steps. Nobody really gives a shit about those steps. Those are just steps in the process. For example, if this person's big ass problem was that they were relocating for their job and they needed a new place to live, right? They don't give a shit about all these steps. The end result is over here that they have a house and their job is secure again. And so that's what you're looking for, that big ass problem, so that you can present the solution. The solution is cold air and your AC working, but really the problem was that the baby was hot, or that the wife was hot, or whatever the case. So you got to identify it. So that's first. That's how you create your perfect customer. So now that you know who you're going to sell to, and who it is that you're going to help, who it is that you're going to make millions of dollars from, and now that you know what journey they've got to go on for them to come from here with a big ass problem to over here where they've paid you to solve that big ass problem, the next step is how many times can you repeat this cycle, right? And so then you got to figure out your cost per lead, okay? A lot of people, especially salespeople, they hate numbers, right? They're like, I just sell more and count the zeros on my paycheck. But man, I'm telling you, since we've gotten dialed in over here, we literally went from a multiple $100,000 a year business to knowing our numbers being a multiple $1 million per year business. It's made all the difference in the world. Right now, I know that my cost per lead, and I'm going to piss a lot of internet marketers off because they'll be like, dude, we pay $300 for these things. It's about $3. And the reason why is, A, I've been branding myself and running ads longer than just about anybody out there on Facebook. But more importantly, I know that for every $2.83 that I sell, that I've got a lead coming in, and I'm going to close 1 out of every 5 of those leads. Every single one of them's either going to buy a book, they're going to buy a program, they're going to join the tribe, they're going to come to Break Free Academy, 1 out of every 5. So that means for me to acquire a customer, I'm going to need a calculator, right? But in order for me to acquire a customer, we got 2.83 times 5. I'm going to be spending $14.15 per customer that we acquire. Now here's the thing. You might think, oh, well, okay, well that's easy math. He's got it figured out. It costs me $7.95 to give away a book. So actually I'm taking a $22.10 loss on every customer I pick up. But what we've learned because of this is we know that on the back end we have a $47 offer. And 1 out of every 8 people that become 1 out of every 5 takes us up on this $47 offer. And then once the people take us up on the $47 offer, we follow that up with a $297 or $2,500 offer, and 1 out of every 12 people take us up on that offer. And so now I've got this, I've got all my costs, I've got my customer's big ass problem, I've got the solution, the steps that they take along the way, my cost per lead. So now the key is, how many times can I dump $14.15 into my ad budget in order to pull out, on average right now, I think, what is our cost per customer, or our average profit per customer? It's a lot, right? Like, damn it, that's something that I don't have in front of me, but it's a lot, right? So I know for me to spend 14 bucks, we make somewhere around $2,000, okay? Like when it's all said and done, upsell, stay in for the long haul. And so for now, my goal is, how many times can I spend 14 bucks, or really 21.10 or 22.10? How many times can I spend 22.10 to acquire customers who eventually, a lot of them trade up to $30,000 a year? But here's the thing that I want to tell you now that I've explained all this, right? And this like journey to be able to make 7 figures. But here's what I want to tell you is that a lot of people, they turn this up way too fast, and they go and they figure out the math, they go get a ton of clients, the next thing you know, they piss everybody off because they don't service them right. Our business has been built like this. Like, let's say this is a graph, and we've got a lot of people that have spikes and then they go down, right? If this was the chart, my illustrations here. Our business has been steady growing this entire time, and every time that we have these divots that make changes for us, we've been able to hire people, we've been able to onboard clients, we've been able to scale, and obviously profit. And so that's the key. The key is, if you're going to make it to 7 figures, a lot of people will tell you, it's like internet marketing, multi-level marketing, owning a business. They say, you're going to drive a Ferrari overnight, you're going to be rich, man. We're all going to be able to print money. It's going to be like a casino. We're all going to have fun, strip clubs, hookers, and everything else for life, right? And that's not the case, man. It's taken us 7 years to figure all this damn math out. But here's the thing, it's over 80%, I looked the statistic up yesterday, over 80% of all businesses fail in their first 3 years. 20% fell in their first year. We're rolling 7 years deep into this, and we're just getting dialed in. So if you don't make $1 million your first year, no, you're probably not going to. I'm not here to be Debbie Downer. Some of you are some lucky fucks that are going to pull that off, and that's good for you, right? But the majority of us, it's going to be a 7-year journey. It's going to be a 5-year journey. But the key is to know your numbers, know your prospect, have the offer that provides the solution to them, and then scale and repeat accordingly. So hey, if you dug this video, if you liked it, it's our first live video from here inside the Break Free Academy headquarters on the CEO's whiteboard here. So if you enjoyed this, share it with somebody, share it in your business groups, your Facebook groups, tweet this out on the Twitter and everything else, and we'll catch you next week. We'll do another live video. Later.